Hi everyone, my name is Deborah and this is the Edit by DH. It has been a long time since I last uploaded my video, and as you may or may not know, I am in South Korea right now, in Seoul, the capital. It was a long journey to get here. I didn't want to start my YouTube videos in Korea on a negative note somewhat. So if you are interested, there is an IGTV about my journey getting here and all the trials and tribulations of getting here. However, I managed to get here safely, did my self-isolation for 10 days, saw my mum, which in itself was a blessing, got to spend Christmas with her, and I'm seeing her tomorrow, the first day of the new year. So I'm very happy, and as you can see, it's very sunny. So I don't know where you are based in the world. In Korea, the winter is really cold. They have proper seasons. So I have endured -14. The thing is, in London, if it's 5 degrees, it's cold. We're all shivering. So imagine -14. But the difference is the days are longer here. In the UK, in the winter time, it gets dark around 4 o'clock. Here, it's a longer day anyway. I can't remember what time the sun sets, but it's a lot later than the UK for sure. And it's a whole lot sunnier, as you can see. So your mood just instantly feels a lot brighter. I'm enjoying my time so far. We're staying with my mum, but her place is a tad smaller. So we decided to move into like a residence for the rest of the time that we're here. So that's where I am now. So it's been a long journey. There's been a lot going on, and I kind of only now feel like I'm settled in, hence why it's taken me so long to do a video. The video I most wanted to kind of start with, I guess, just before the new year, was a video I've promised, which is a review on the Cle De Peau Radiant Cream Foundation. So normally when I do reviews, I do a lot of first impressions, a lot of unboxings with you guys. Sometimes, like this video, I like to do reviews of things I've tried for a period of time. And in this case, it's the Cle De Peau Radiant Cream Foundation. So I have literally been wearing this and trialing it for, I would say, easily 3 months, easily. So it's a significant period of time to really understand the foundation, how it works, how it looks, how it sits. So I'm really excited to take you through it. In terms of Cle De Peau, I don't know if you're familiar, even though it sounds French, it's actually a Japanese brand, and it is a luxury brand. So I will start with that. I understand that when I say something is luxury or expensive, it can mean so many different things to somebody. Like £30 could be expensive to somebody, £30 could be luxury to somebody, and it most certainly is. However, this is sort of like the higher end luxury. So we're looking at £100 here for this foundation. And I'll go more into that a bit later on. But it is £100 for, I believe, 21 mils of product, yes. So it's slightly less than your usual foundations, which tend to have about 30 mils of product. So I just wanted to make that clear. The general average is about 30 mils. So by being 21 mils, it's 9 mils less than your average foundation. The price is dependent on where you purchase it from. So if you're in the UK, if you purchase it from Harrods, it's £100. But if you purchase it from Cult Beauty, it's £108. Don't ask me why, but it is £8 more expensive if you purchase it from Cult Beauty. But I will talk about the differences as well in just a moment for both websites. If you go onto the Cle De Peau website, which I don't think you can purchase it from. I think it just gives you more information about it, and there's more shades. So obviously Cle De Peau is still a relatively new-ish brand in the UK. Maybe at some point they will bring all the shades. I don't know, really, like, I think if you went into the Harrods counter, if you went to like a Cle De Peau counter in Selfridges as well, they would have perhaps all the shade ranges, but online it's quite limited. So on the Cle De Peau website, they have 31 shades in this foundation, which means that's the full collection. And to be honest with you, 31 shades for an Asian brand is quite significant. It might not seem a lot compared to like 𝕊𝕬𝕗 Eldridge. Does she do 40 shades? I believe it is. Fenty, I think, do 50 shades. So obviously compared to those brands, it's not as bigger range as those brands, but for, like I said, an Asian brand, 31 shades is quite significant, a number of shades, and they do seem to have deeper, darker, richer shades. Maybe not the deepest or richest, but one thing I do want to say at this point is I know a lot of Asian brands get a lot of slack for not having the most diverse range of shades, but if you think about it, and to be fair, in Asia it's mainly Asian people living there, people that look like myself. So really, there's only a smaller bracket of shades that they require. The problem, I guess, happens when they then become international and they come overseas to, you know, countries like the UK or the States. That's when the issue becomes an issue, because that's where you obviously have every tone, every shade, every race where you have to cater to. So just wanted to point that out. On the Harrods website, it's really hard to say how many shades they have in stock because, and I don't know if anyone else finds this to be the case, the Harrods website isn't really easy to navigate in my opinion, because when I go online and say I choose, I don't know, I type in Radiant Cream Foundation, it will give me two shades. It'll say, for example, WB40, WB41. If you were looking at it from a newbie perspective, you'd think, oh, maybe they only do two shades. But then if you typed in another shade randomly, it would pop up. I don't know why they do it like that. In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because for instance, if you go on the Cult Beauty website and you typed in the Radiant Cream Foundation, you just click on it one time and it shows you all the shades that are available. So for instance, on the Cult Beauty website, there are 15 shades of this available. And what I wanted to say about the price is, even though it's £8 more expensive on Cult Beauty, I would just suggest save it in your wish list, and then when they do sales, because you know these websites like Cult Beauty, Feel Unique, etc., they often do sales. So when you get alerted to sales, I would purchase it then, because I got a top up of this in the recent sale. Even though I haven't ran out, I just wanted to get it on discount for obvious reasons. So not that long ago, Cult Beauty did 20% off. So imagine 20% off 108 is a big difference, right? And it's a significant discount. So that's what I would say, just get it from Cult Beauty. And in terms of shades, it's quite unique in that they have, I think, like beige and slightly pinkier shades, like neutral and pinkish undertone shades, like most brands. So I initially got the 020. However, the 020 isn't a true match for me. It's slightly on the yellowier side, which you'll see in a moment because I will swatch it. So then I got the 010, which is the next shade down from 020, and it's slightly too pink and pale. So I ended up mixing them together, and it's the perfect shade for me. Now, again, I know that's not ideal for some of you, because already £100 is a lot of money for one, let alone having to buy two and mix them together. But that could just be me. Like I could just be the weirdo that has an unusual skin tone. So I wouldn't let that put you off it. And I would highly recommend, when purchasing something as expensive as this, checking the refund policy. Even better, going into store if you can, like Selfridges or Harrods, and asking them to shade match you. Please do not be afraid to ask someone to shade match you, because it is an investment. It's a lot of money, so you want to make sure that it's the right shade for you and you're not faffing about with returns, and it's just unnecessary stress. So anyway, just to make it clear, my skin tone, I'm a mix between 020 and 010. And just to give you a point of reference, in the Dior, I think, Glow foundation that I also use from time to time, I am number 1.5N. So just as a point of reference. So let me swatch it for you now. I've done really thick swatches here for you. So that's a 020. I just wanted you to see the tone. And that's at 010. So you can see that this one is slightly darker, 020, and 010 is quite a bit paler. So this is 010 and this is 020, 010, 020. So can you see 020 is quite warm? As you can see on my face, it would be quite a little bit warmer or darker, and then that's 010, which is slightly pale. So now I will be trying on the foundation on my face. I'll swatch it for you again. Just to be clear, I've got a little bit of eyeliner and brow makeup on. On my face, I've got nothing on, no concealer, just some lip balm slash gloss, the Victoria Beckham one. So I've got a clear base. So let me just quickly swatch it. So that is 020 and that's 010, as you can see. Obviously you would blend it out more, but just to give you an idea of the kind of undertone to it. You can obviously use your fingers to blend it out, or a brush. I personally like using a brush, just it's quicker in honesty. So I normally just put 2 blobs and I mix it together, and I'm just gonna blend it out. Sometimes I do concealer first, but in this case I decided to do concealer last, just because you guys always like to see what it looks like without concealer. This brush, by the way, I don't know, it sounds like maracas, so just excuse the noise. So often I won't add any more foundation, I'll just buff out what's on my skin gently with the residue on the brush, like so. So hopefully you can see difference. This side has foundation and this side doesn't. Hasn't. The name obviously is Radiant Cream Foundation, and sometimes it irritates me when something has a word radiant in it and it's not radiant in the slightest, or glow in it and it's not really glowy. NARS is guilty for it, to be honest, and I can say that with confidence because I used to work for the brand. So Sheer Glow, even though it's got the word glow in it, is not that glowy. It's very subtle. And then there's a foundation called Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It's quite matte, so there's nothing really radiant about it, so it's misleading. Whereas this foundation, when it says radiant, it's radiant. And obviously depending on what skincare you put on underneath will make a huge impact and difference. However, where I naturally have glow here, you can see that my skin is naturally looking more glowy because of the foundation. And as you can hopefully see, it's looking very natural, doesn't really look like I've got much on at all. So that's just to show you the comparison. And then with a smaller brush, I'm just going to go around the nose. Before I go into more details about the foundation itself, I'm just quickly going to put some concealer on. I really love the Dior Forever Skin Correct. That's my favorite, again in color 1.5N, which stands for neutral. So it comes with a massive doe foot applicator. So it just brightens up the under eye just a little bit. So I will just leave that to kind of set, do its own thing, whilst I just tell you a little bit more about the foundation. So going by the Cle De Peau website, it says it's an authentically luminous, flawless finish that lasts for 24 hours without creasing or looking cakey. It gives 24-hour hydration. It's a dewy finish, which you can see, which reflects light, while a skincare infusion improves skin's radiance over time. So it's saying that not only will it hydrate the skin short term for that day, but over time it will also improve the appearance of skin. It's saying that it's a hybrid of makeup and skincare, which I've noticed a lot of foundations are now describing themselves as a hybrid. I think the Dior Glow foundation also says the same thing, and it's an exclusive light empowering enhancer that amplifies your radiant finish. It's formulated with skin empowering illuminator, which is the exclusive skincare ingredient. And then it just says avoid contact with eyes, is non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested. And then also this product supports the skin's inherent potential against skin damages, which can be caused by environmental aggressors such as dryness, UVA, UVB, blue light and infrared rays. Just to say earlier, I forgot to mention it has SPF 25 in it. So I have gone into SPF before, but just quickly, SPF is a really important tool, I guess, to use every day on your face, even if you don't wear makeup, especially if you're going out. Even if it's not sunny, you should be wearing SPF, and it's the one tool that really protects your skin against aging and skin damage. And really for fair skin, it should be like minimum 30, ideally 50, but you can use separate SPF, whereas for foundation, SPF 25 I think is pretty decent. In terms of ingredients, notable ingredients are things like glycerin, it's got trehalose, it's got kernel oil, fruit extract, root extracts, etc. It does have fragrance in it, so it has perfume. However, it's very, very, very lower down in the list, so it's not a lot of fragrance. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize it really had a fragrance. It's so subtle until I read the ingredients list, because when I use it, it's not something that immediately hits you. So that's why if I can use it and I'm okay with it, because I normally hate fragrance in makeup, as you may or may not know. So if I don't really notice it and I'm not bothered by it, it won't bother you. And just to mention as well, in the interest of transparency, there is mica and talc in this, but again, it's very, very, very low down in the list. So again, if mica or talc irritates your skin or bothers you, or you just don't want that ingredient in there, just to be clear, it does have it in there. There isn't any alcohol. Again, I know that a lot of foundations have alcohol in the ingredients. This doesn't. So just so that you're aware. But also, before you purchase it, the full ingredients list is on the website, so I would always recommend checking it out if you have particularly sensitive skin. So my skin, I feel like, has had enough time to settle down. You can obviously put powder on top. It's completely up to you. You might just want to leave it like this to remain radiant. I am going to powder just a little bit because I do get an oily T-zone. So I'm just going to go in and add some Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. Any product that I use, I will list it down below for you to have easy access. By the way, guys, my skin is dry. It's been so dry, just because I'm sure it's the same with you guys. When you travel, your skin just feels so dehydrated, and it's constantly in need of, well, hydration, obviously, but I just don't know why I didn't bring any sheet masks. And I feel like I need emergency sheet masks. So that's on my list of things to buy, but I just haven't had the time really, so I'll buy that soon. Just putting some contour on with my favorite Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. Again, it will be linked down below. The brush hairs from this Bobbi brush is shedding so badly, but I've had it since 2014 perhaps. So I mean, it's probably time that I just got rid of it and buy a new brush. But sometimes, you know, you don't want to get rid of things that, you know, have given you comfort and feel like an old friend, but it really should go, because it sounds like a maraca and it's shedding like there's no tomorrow. So then I'm putting on a little bit of the Hourglass Dim Infusion. I normally bring more than one blush, but this time around I just decided to bring one, which is this one, because Korea has no shortage of blushes. And then I'm just going to finish off with the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow in the shade Cosmic Rose, which you guys know is my favorite. because even though this foundation gives glow, I like extra glow, especially on the highest points of my face. By the way, I'm really sorry if you guys can hear any noises. The cleaner is next door, in the room next door, and she's like dragging furniture. So this is the final look. I will do, even though I'm in natural light, I will show you a separate clip of me in sunlight, so you can see how it looks in all types of light. So just to say, in conclusion, like I said, I've been using this for several months now and absolutely love it. It has fast become my favorite foundation. And when I think back on all the foundations that I've purchased this year, whether it's the 𝕬𝕕𝕚𝕚, whether it's this one, whether it's the Dior Glow foundation, I've also been loving and using the La Mer skin tint and the powder foundation as well for La Mer. They're my kind of top favorite foundations. I don't think I've purchased a foundation this year which I haven't liked. They've all become my favorite and my top 5 or 6. Even then, out of all those foundations, I would definitely say the Cle De Peau Radiant Cream Foundation is my winner. So if you like a foundation that is really natural looking but is buildable to a light medium coverage, as you can see, this is the foundation for you. If you're that person that likes more of a radiance and a glow, this is the foundation for you. If you're somebody who is really oily or prefers matte looking foundations, stay away from this. This is the complete opposite of what you want. Otherwise, if you have dry, dehydrated skin, fine lines, concerns with fine lines and wrinkles, or you just generally like a natural glowy foundation, this is the dream, honestly. And with the 𝕬𝕕𝕚𝕚 foundation, I do really like it still, but I would just say that it is definitely on the matter side than the glowier side. So when I use a 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚 foundation, I really need to hydrate my skin, and that's because I have a dry skin type, so I'll have to use richer, thicker creams or balms in order to really make sure that my skin doesn't dry out. And that's just simply because Lisa needs to kind of cater to every skin type, which is so hard to do. So she's kind of created this medium foundation which can go either this way or that way, and it works in that sense. But if I just want something that does the job, is really quick and suitable for my dry skin, I reach and gravitate for this. I also really love the Dior Glow foundation as well, hence why I love using the concealer. Like this is almost like the matching concealer, so I really like that and use that sometimes on its own when I don't want a lot of coverage day to day. So do I recommend it? Absolutely. And hopefully you guys can see that my skin is looking radiant. So like I said, this is my first video back officially, and only because it's something that I have promised for a while, so I just wanted to kind of tick that off my list. And now that I'm settled, I'm going to do more Korean beauty shopping, going to check out so many different places, and I have been filming, to be honest with you. I know my YouTube has been quiet, my Instagram has been more active but still quiet, but it doesn't mean that I'm not filming behind the scenes. So please just continue to follow me for updates, and when I'm ready I will upload everything. I promise you I have got lots of exciting content coming your way. By the time I release this, I don't know if it will still be New Year's Eve or whether it'll be New Year's Day, but either way, just wanted to say Happy New Year. And thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given me in 2021. It honestly means so much to me. I have met so many incredible people, whether it's people who follow me, whether it's people who are fellow beauty bloggers, whether it's people who have, you know, reached out to me privately, and we've become sort of like friends. So I love this community, women supporting women, and yeah, just wanted to say such a huge thank you. It's really touched me, the messages I've had, the words of encouragement, the kind words that have been shared in my comment section. So I just wanted to say huge thank you. I hope that 2022 will be a much better year for all. I know that it's still difficult times, but I really cling on to hope, and I feel like there are still so many things that we should be grateful for, and there are so many things that I know I'm grateful for. So let's pray and hope that 2022 is a much better year, that we'll all be in great health, we'll have lots of success. Most importantly, we'll have lots of happiness and laughter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.